Welcome to Hustle Class. It's your boy Jermaine.
And it's me, you know me, Eon, slow stroking.
Yes, sir. So, we here and we is here to talk today about this week in the market.
Oh man.
Yeah, so, some people made money, some people lost money. Some people did a little bit of both.
Yeah, definitely the last two.
Yeah, definitely the last two for me too. So this week, the stock that I was following heavily, I was telling Eon, was Small Direct Club. Now, with Smile Direct Club, I found out that their earnings were this week on a Thursday before the market opened. And I had been following them since about November because, I just was looking at the new IPOs that came out. That was probably the first thing I did when I got Robinhood and I started investing. Looking at the new IPOs because in my head, those were new businesses, like new opportunities. Like,
Right.
who knows how well they're going to do their first year. And with a good business strategy, you would assume that they would ascend.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with like getting into them joints while they like still like kind of penny stocks. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
they like fresh out.
Yeah,
So
under $5.
yeah. So I got into it pretty early. It was about $5. And then, earnings was coming up and they had just recorded that they had sold, I think they're like 50,000th or 35,000th, molding set where you can put your teeth into it and send it to them to make you your thing. They'd gotten that sale and that their business was still doing well despite COVID. So with that being the news, I was assuming that their earnings were going to be solid.
Right.
And they were anything but solid. And so I was up about 80%. And then I dropped to like -20, and that's when I started selling things off. And the reason being, I had tried to wait till earnings to make my sales. I guess you could say greed maybe got the best of me in that situation because, I wasn't necessarily like I need to make more, but I was just, my target was ahead of me. Even though I was in profit, my target was still ahead of me. So I was like, I just got to wait and be patient and not just take my winnings right now. So maybe greed got the worst of me because I didn't take my winnings. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, keep going. I don't know.
But
yeah,
times like that, it's like you never know.
You never know. But Eon was telling me, yo, be careful. Earnings, be careful. And I was like, nah, nah.
Yeah, that's like my biggest thing. It's like, that's because you never know what questions are going to be asked during those calls. You never know how somebody's going to interpret the data that they're presenting. Numbers don't lie, but the words that you say before and after you give a number does. So so it's just, there's so many things to watch out for with the earnings reports. But earnings are prime time. Like, hey, if you know stuff is not doing well, then use earnings to, like, as a means. Okay, this is just something I can follow now because it's gonna trend. It's going to trend this week.
It's gonna have volume.
Because of their earnings is coming up. So either people are going to sell it or people are going to buy it because of their earnings coming up. Typically, fresh out of earnings, people are going to buy the stocks because, well, after they sell the stocks during or before earnings, they're probably going to buy that joint afterwards. So that's why you'll see like a lot of too much movement. Like if you look at the candlesticks, you'll see a lot of movement in the candlestick itself, but in the wick of the candlestick. But when you look at the actual like wax portion of the candlestick, it's they're probably slim because like they're gonna end up averaging out the same. Because you got buyers and you have sellers. The buyers aren't the sellers and the sellers aren't the buyers. It's separate. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So that was my Smile Direct Club experience, and the lessons I took away from that is to kind of understand what the purpose that earnings is serving, and instead of me doing things the way I did it more the way E said it, just kind of monitor like what happens afterwards and the fact that people might be buying or selling it. So more or less looking at the after effects of earnings as opposed to, waiting on earnings to be like my point. Like earnings was my point. So I wasn't really, even though I was doing extremely well before earnings, I should have probably like taken stuff out and then maybe re-entered.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I kind of like just doubled down and took a massive L. I could have at least got some profit, but I just got a total L.
Boy.
Yeah, and then so that was Small Direct Club for me. But then on the other end, Wix.com, which I was telling you about, I think I made 2 day trades, or one like next day trade and then a day trade, and ended up making, I think I made like 80% on Wix. Yeah, I made like 80%, close to 100% on Wix. And then on that, and that's on both. So I made like 80% to 100 on my first one and 80% to 100 on my second one. After that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna let Wix go. Like, forget Wix. Looked at it later today. Wix is up for some people like 2,000%, and it's like crazy. Like, it just kept going. And one thing I've learned when you're using Robinhood to kind of look at where your option can go, you could just look at the next level up or the next level down. I didn't realize that until like 2 days ago or yesterday. I was like, oh, if I want to know a good selling point, let me just look at if the price goes up half a dollar or a dollar, that means the call is also going to go, like, the price of it's going to increase by this much. So I found that out. So I should have, I guess, navigated that, but the Small Direct Club battle scars is what made me more hesitant with Wix, because I was like, earnings are coming up. Oh, nah, I'm not doing that again. But I should have probably done more research. And since my Wix, for Wix, I actually had calls that expire next week, as opposed to having calls that expired the same week of earnings. So with that being said, I could have held on to it a little longer, because even if earnings weren't favorable, the action of next week could have played a role, and I could have waited until maybe next Wednesday to sell off.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like sometimes it takes a long time to recover from a not so
good earnings,
great from expectation earnings report. So
I made it probably a good decision for my circumstance.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, buying out for a company that's not doing too shabby, you know what I'm saying? Like, buying out the next week, that's expensive. It's expensive to buy a week after, anything if they're doing well. So imagine if Wix dropped like $1.50. Then that call that you have for next week is gonna drop, not only from the fact that the price dropped, it's gonna drop because time drops as well.
Yep, time is also a factor. So you got a point.
So it's a time decay.
Yeah. So, and the weekend is the worst time to have a time decay if you're really going down.
I do not buy something over that I want to exercise next week unless I'm like 10 toes down on it, but which is really nothing nowadays because of the condition of the economy versus the strength of the market. They do not go hand in hand right now, so there's nothing that I really trust. So I would never like hold something over the weekend. That's too much time. The weekend gives too much time for things to go up and down. I mean, if it goes up, that could still be bad because I might have a put. If it goes down, that might be bad because I might have a call, or I might just have stock. Like,
you have no time to let it go because you have to wait until the market opens on Monday, which is also a very turbulent time.
Right. I mean, and Monday is like best buying day. I mean, it can be the best buying day because, I mean, usually
I'll say Monday towards the end.
Things are fresh out from being trash. So
yeah, Monday at opening is probably the best time to buy puts because a lot of things usually spike. Like, if they're already doing well, they kind of spike up on
yeah,
Monday.
because people are excited to
new
get back
day,
into
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
It's Monday, you know what I'm saying? You're like, dang, I ain't make nothing over the weekend. Let's see what I could buy to do something with.
Yeah.
So your puts will be cheaper. Your calls will be more expensive. And then in the evening, your calls will be cheaper. Your puts will be more expensive.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah. But for my failures this week, so I started my week out great with Apple. Getting like, I think it was about maybe 100% profit. No. Yeah, it was like 80% profit, cause I paid $284 for it. Yeah, so it was about 80% profit for one call that I did on Apple, which made me like about like almost $200. But dang, so that's not 80%. But anyway, So I made like almost $200.
It was a good amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah, for one day, like literally one day, made me
Uh-huh.
almost $200. And then I was like, all right, cool. Which one? What am I going to do tomorrow? Well, the day I sold. I said, what can I do today? I said, I don't know. So then that's when I did the Smile Direct Club. I did Smile Direct Club, and I was up. Something told me to sell Smile Direct Club in the morning when, when I was at work checking the phone before I went back in the, little classified area. But I was just like, I'm going to wait because I got to go ahead and run some tests or whatever. I come back out. That joint is like hitting the floor. So I got out of Smile Direct Club. I didn't lose or make money on my first call. But the second call, I think I lost like $10, $15, which wasn't a big deal for me because, well, it was $20. Wasn't a big deal for me because I had just made, almost 200. So I'm still up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. So the next day, Wednesday, I'm like, I gotta make something shake now. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I know how to strategize and all that. So I did Disney. I was up on Disney after like 10 minutes of doing that joint. After 2 minutes, I was up on Disney $50.
Oh yeah, I would have pulled out.
Yeah, but I had already did a day trade. I did
2 day trades probably.
I did 2 day trades on Monday or Tuesday. I already did 2 day trades. So I only had 1 day trade left. So I was like, all right, let me just be patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it goes down, let me just try to be patient as long as I break even.
Yeah.
I went back into the closed area again. Came back out down $20. I said, oh, heck no. I said, this can't be right. So then it went back up. I said, all right, bet. And then that's when I bought a call for, I think I bought a put for something. Son. Joint just shot up out of nowhere. So right there, between those two, I lost $240 something.
Wow.
And then after that, I was like, nah, you ain't gonna get me like that. this is why I say like the market requires a lot of discipline. I say you ain't gonna get me like, so I'm no longer trading with strategy or with any type of algorithm or technical, influence. I'm trading fully off of impulse and pride.
Yep.
So, son, on top of that, between Thursday and today, I lost an additional like almost $300. So this week, I'm pretty sure I lost like total. I probably lost like close to 400. So like high 380s maybe. I mean, but I did make money today. I made money yesterday, and I made money Tuesday. One thing I did to make money, I had to sell. I bought 11 shares of CAR, which is Avis. But 11 shares of Avis. Because I lost like some $100, I sold Avis for profit to get my money back. So I sold the Avis joint. I was about to sell all my Disney. But I was like, nah, I'm down too much on Disney to sell it. Like, that would just be dumb because I just wanted that, like, how much would it have been?
It wanted that cash in your balance sheet.
Yeah, I just wanted to get my money, like, my trading power, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bruh, that's something, because when people say stocks is emotional, what they fail to realize is it's emotional in the sense of, like, oh, I can win, I can lose, da-da-da, but it's also emotional when you like, you're not gonna get me. Like, that's powerful. Like, I feel that so much.
Yeah, like
I didn't say
so
it, but I made,
who you think you
like,
talking to?
Bro, I made swings and shorts on 2 things that I took L's on after Small Direct Club, so I feel you, bro. I was like, they not gonna get me, and now they got me again.
Yeah, they got me an additional like 200, and that's crazy because I don't even know who the money goes to.
Bro, you have no clue, but
who
somebody
does the
else
money go to?
Somebody eating, bro. Somebody on the other end of Robinhood is eating while you
I don't even. And I was so mad at my TD Ameritrade account because they're like, oh, if you make this play, you'll be negative. I'm like, how? I got the money in my account. How would I be negative? And yeah, TD Ameritrade was not letting me do it. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I also had stuff on Bank of America. Oh, I made money on Bank of America. I lost about $40 on Bank of America, and then I did put on Bank of America, and I kind of won like 20 something, like maybe $25 for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
got a little bit of your bread back.
So it kind of like balanced out to only losing like 20 maybe. But so it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't a terrible week because I mean,
you have lessons that you're not gonna make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah, and another thing is, it's like it didn't really hurt me to lose the money. I mean, that's you gotta understand that joint when you want to start trading. I mean, you can lose that joint. It's like it's just a legalized way of going to the casino under 21.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen to anybody. You gonna lose the money if you just throwing it out there. I mean, if you're not really applying any logic or technical strategies to that joint, you know what I'm saying, analytics or whatever, then yeah, you're gonna lose that joint. Like, so what I typically do is I typically get because I'm not really that proficient at it yet, so I'll get like a really good set of friends, to evaluate some charts for me. I can evaluate charts now, but if it's something like major that I need to know 100%, then I'll get them to like take a second look at it for me and be like, hey, does this look bullish to you? Yeah, I thought so. Does this look bearish to you? Yeah, I thought so. And then I'll calculate, whatever. But also, a lesson I learned this week is I need to start doing stop loss. And doing a stop loss will, eliminate your
risk a
your
little bit.
pride and emotional inputs. So a stop loss, it just takes it out for you. Like, all right, you didn't want to lose. Even if it goes back up, you just like, well, at least I didn't lose. You know what I'm saying?
Way more.
If it would have went down, but
that's one thing I don't like about Robinhood. I don't think you can do stop losses on your calls and puts in Robinhood.
I think you can.
Yeah, I don't think so. Are you thinking that you just put a number that's outside the bid ask?
No, you gotta. It's in the option, like I think it should be on the top right corner
of options, not of like buying and selling of options.
I mean, it should be. That's what I'm thinking. It might.
There. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't use it at first. Let me go to what's a stock I could go to. Let me try Apple. And for Apple, so I'll go to trade. Trade options.
Yeah, just click one. Just click that.
Click this.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right. So
up here.
Yeah, is there something right there?
Trigger a limit order if the bid price rises to the stop price. Okay, let me try to sell one that I already have.
You can't.
Why?
It's closed.
It's closed, but for the purpose of seeing what you're talking about.
You can't. You can only do that when you're.
It won't let me. It won't let me execute it. It'll be pending, but it'll let me.
Yeah.
At least it'll let me at least see the screen, for what you just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now I'm selling this call, right? Trigger a limit order if the ask price falls to this. Oh, you're right. There is.
Yeah, it's kind of standard to have stop losses. It's almost like putting in a limit price on actual stock, on shares of stock. So, it's just
that's dope. I didn't know that. I think what had happened was I tried to do it the other way. I think I tried to do it with like. Oh yeah, I think it's like the percentage. A lot of people use like percentage stop losses, where it's like if it goes from that top point to a new point by a certain percentage, it exits you. So you can make sure that like you keep most of your gain. So if all of a sudden it drops by 25%, wherever it was at the top of that, 25 below it, it'll end it there for you. But I think that you can't do that with options yet. But you're right, you can do stop losses with options. So
yeah, I mean, I just have to start thinking of doing it. I don't think to do it until I talk to my mans and be like, son, yo, you wouldn't believe this. And then he's like, oh yeah, man, just make sure you put a good stop loss on it. I'm like, oh yeah, and then I be scrambling trying to do a stop loss after I done executed, but it just don't work like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
but you
good.
can do stop losses to protect yourself. I mean, yeah, I done seen some crazy things happen in the market this week. Some of the craziest things
Some of
I've
the
ever seen in my life.
craziest things.
I've never seen certain things like this. Like, SPY went down to like 270 something, and then came back up to 290.
Yep. People who had spy calls were lit.
And I'm talking about over the course of a day. One day, bro. It was just like
How, Sway?
Wednesday morning, just a huge ton of events. Like, Wednesday morning was like the perfect day for me.
It was terrible for
I
me.
had the best day of my life Wednesday morning.
Nah.
Wednesday at like 11:30, noon, worst day ever. Today, I just said forget it. I mean, I got paid today, so I could care less. And plus, it's not like my Robinhood is my bank account, so that's why I say like you should never trade money that you can't afford to lose. So
Yep. Every trade you make, you should be able to lose it.
yeah, and I guess a little insider that I have for you, for the listeners and things like that. So they're considering giving another what is that joint called? A stimulus check. They're considering giving another stimulus check. So what that means is you can expect rises from a lot of companies. Like, that's what you should expect. You should expect the Dow to move up. You should expect SPY to move up. You should expect the NASDAQ to move up, primarily because that just means more people have money in their pocket for spending and not for, like, their essentials like bills and things like that. But this is just for the
economy,
leisure.
man.
Yeah. So they give you that money. Stimulus money is there to, to just make sure, like, you can spend money for yourself to feed, the local companies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people be like, oh, well, I'm just not going to be wasteful with the money. I mean, it's literally free money, so it's not like hard-earned money. So, I mean, it's good to look at it as just that, you know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy yourself finally, you know what I'm saying? Buy that one thing that you've been so eager to get, or that you've always wanted to treat yourself to, but you just never had the means to. So, I mean, I think now is the opportunity to do that if you get another stimulus check. I mean, you don't have to be all, like, what is that? What are those people called, like people with those, like, theories and power to the man and all that. Like, you don't have to be all spooky about it, son. It's just money that they just printed for you. So here, go ahead.
Yeah, do something with it.
It's
Make
like,
shake.
yeah, it's like when your parents go out of town and they just and they giving you pocket money. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you spend it is your business.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, but yeah, it's nothing to be spooky about. No, you don't have to pay it back. They're not gonna increase your taxes because of it. That just means that, the cost of $1 is, like, not what it used to be. So, so I mean, everybody relax on that. Nobody's trying to take you, put you in a black van and drive off to Danville or whatever. Like, son, it's not gonna happen. Everybody's getting a check. So
yeah, we all getting our check.
relax.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all I have. Anything else? Do you have anything? Okay, you told them, I guess, what's coming in the coming weeks. You said, like, the stimulus check and how the Dow is probably going,
Yeah, they just been talking about it. So I am expecting more movement from AMC within the next 2 weeks. So for people who are looking at AMC, I mean, under $4, under $5 is a good price to buy AMC for. I'm thinking about getting another 100 shares of AMC because if I do, that will only help my portfolio at this point because
100%.
AMC cannot hurt me because of how
so
low
low
my average is on it. And, I mean, it's not one of those. Nobody's going to be like, oh, let's get rid of AMC. It just will never happen, son. Like,
it has support.
Yeah, like, nobody's going to want to. I mean, it's not like it's a local movie theater. That's a worldwide corporation, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's just going to be like, you know what? AMC, we give up.
Yeah.
AMC is not giving up. If anything, I mean, the talks about AMC partnering up with
Amazon.
Yeah, that joint is that's proof that AMC is a good company because it's like, why would Amazon try to buy them out?
Yeah.
Or consider buying them out if it was a trash company?
There's a reason.
So I mean, if anything, what I think that would happen with that if Amazon did follow through with that joint, I think they would buy it out to put the new releases on their feeds. So the same way like you get Prime and all that, and the Prime has their exclusive movies, like brand new movies that just dropped. They'll be featured on like Prime. So
that's dope.
I think that would be the outcome of that, but but that would still be even if Amazon, obtained AMC stock would go crazy. Like Jermaine said, imagine AMC turning into Amazon.
Yeah.
If AMC turns into Amazon right now,
that joint is shooting.
I will make $480,000.
Probably. Yeah, and I think from what I'm thinking, I don't think they'll split it up. I don't think they'll how like Northrop Grumman absorbed Orbital. I don't think Amazon will necessarily absorb them. I think they'll just work as like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They'll keep the name there, kind of like Facebook kept the Instagram name there, and they just kind of like do their thing. I think that's what'll happen, and hopefully that's what happens, because then you won't have to like break up AMC shares into Amazon, but AMC's just gonna rock it because the trust that's in Amazon, if you put that in AMC,
but like, AMC has its own trust, like
it does. The only thing they're just struggling, like everybody's struggling in the season where nobody can go anywhere. But
every entertainment business is.
Yeah, but once it's over, I mean, where people are going.
Yeah, bro. Especially if nobody really want to travel like that. Me personally, I'm going to Miami so I can go eat.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's because at this point I just could care less. Not that I don't care about like the whole virus and stuff like that, because it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It does exist, and it is harmful for many people. But it's like, I mean, yeah, I'll fly on an empty plane. That has a pilot. I'll fly on an empty plane with a pilot. You know what I'm saying? And go to an empty hotel.
Yeah. Elon Musk was talking about that, like how this situation kind of has led to people handing over their rights that people have fought so hard to make possible, like the right to assemble where you want and be where you want, and for that to be a choice. But because the other moral dilemma is how, like you might not necessarily be affected, but you could in turn result in somebody else being affected. Yeah. But we still, some people say we still have the right to choose, and we should have that.
I mean, it does suck. Like it's different if you have a family. Like my man's like one of my friends lives with his grandmother instead of like his actual parents. So it's like you want to be mindful of like who you interact with, because somebody older that the effects might hit them differently. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Right. So for you might not feel it, but for them, you know what I'm saying, like it could shut down their whole respiratory system or cause some failure, which their cells aren't strong enough to reproduce quick enough. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be great, but definitely for people who have like toddlers and infants and all that, whatever So, I mean, me personally.
I got you.
Yeah. So,
say less. Yeah, you told him what it is, man.
Yeah. You know me.
100%. Hey, YKM, yes sir. The general. Hey, if you ever hear anybody say me on the East Coast, West Coast, South, anywhere, just know where it came from.
That's crazy. It's a fact though, because people were like, you know me, but it's like, nah, like when you say it a certain way,
you say it confidently, like
when you really say, you know me, like son, that I'm not being cocky, I'm not trying to claim a commonly used phrase or nothing like that, but that's me.
That's
you feel
100%.
me? Because I've adapted it. Nobody was saying that joint like 2 years ago when I first started saying it. Everybody was like, "Why do you keep saying that?" I was like, check this out.
Yo, anytime somebody questions my reasoning, I just say, "You know me." It's like,
you know me.
Like it just ends the conversation. Like it's a conversation ender, which I like, because I don't like the long talk. Like let's get to the point.
Yeah.
Hey
Let me
man, my
stop
man's
this.
E. But yeah, this is good, man. So any questions? Once again, you know how to reach Eon. You know how to reach hustleclass at gmail.com. Straightforward. Eon at Eon Bryant at gmail.com. So, and he also has his IG in the description. So please make sure you're utilizing us. I like to tell people that you should use things while they're free. Who knows
Nah,
what might happen
for
one
sure.
day?
Like,
One day we might be in a situation where our time just can't be given out the way it is
yeah,
right now.
because I mean, I guess we parting ways in like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, me and Jermaine, we probably only got like 8 more episodes to go,
Yep.
or less. So I mean, yeah, it's like this is like a once in a lifetime type move.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not advertising myself, but I mean, Jermaine teaching me the ropes so that I can set up shop. When I get to where I'm going.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I mean, be on the lookout for.
Yeah, we definitely gonna shout out that new show. So just stay tuned.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I mean, I might have a name for it too.
That's
Know what
good,
I'm saying?
yo.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we gonna make sure you set up real good so that all you have to do is execute, and then that's it.
Word. So I mean, definitely listeners, if you like the content of both of us, you know what I'm saying, be on the lookout for that. I mean, it would suck to have to listen to 2 separate podcasts, but I mean, the thing is, it's like if it's only 1 episode a week, you got 7 days to make 2 joints work.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you listen to more than 2 songs every week. You watch more than 2 movies every week.
Absolutely.
So it's like, especially if it's something that's gonna help you make money, maintain, a decent, way of life, and also give you some caution signs for the things to watch out for, and whatever type of life you live in. I mean, I think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? I wish I kind of like paid attention to stuff like that when I was a little bit younger, but I mean, but here we are.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not a broke man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not broke. I'm not broken. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I mean, I told myself like 2 years ago. I said, I will. This is the last time I'll ever be broke.
I need to tell myself that.
And then I said, or broke. This is the last time I'll ever be broke or broke. Because I mean, number one, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta protect your mentality. You can't let your mentality get shattered by the type of life that you're seeing around you. You know what I'm saying? See everybody else doing well, but you know what I'm saying, your faith is getting weakened. You can't be broken in that way. You got to stay strong. But I mean, you look at your wallet and what you see in it isn't what you want.
Wow.
You can never let yourself to decrease. All you can do is just keep moving forward.
100%.
So I mean, I would never be broken financially or mentally. So
yes.
So yeah. So
you
these are the things.
Manifest that.
Well, these are the things that I do to make sure that never happens. I try to give back, and you know what I'm saying, I try to make smart decisions. So yeah, like I was just saying, be on the lookout for great content that's coming in the near future, as well as for now the weekly stuff that we try to deliver to you with quality.
Yep, we try to make sure this is executed correctly for y'all's benefit. So yes, sir. Well, on that note, I mean, we're going to call it a day, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
Out.
Peace out.
You know what I mean?